Well, hello and welcome back to my House of Mystical Embers. So for today's video, we have another installment of Baby Come Back, Reloving Old Makeup. Yes, indeedy. And you're never going to believe what palette I still have. And I can't remember exactly what year it was, but anyway, y'all gonna find out. So if you guys want to see what palette and look I'm going to be doing, then please stay tuned. Welcome back, my Glitzy Goddess Squad, and I would like to welcome any new members out there today. New members. I meant new viewers, which I hope that you guys will decide to become part of my Glam fam today. And if you do, please hit that subscribe button and that little bell notification up at the top. That way you can be notified when I upload new content. So for today's video is none other than another installment of Baby Come Back, Reloving Old Makeup. I'm really loving doing this series and revisiting old palettes that I used to reach for all the time. Now today, this palette, it was a big hit when it first came out, and it is none other than the Carli Bybel palette by BH Cosmetics. And this palette is kind of sentimental to me when I first started getting back into makeup, and I never heard of BH Cosmetics before. I'm not exactly sure where I come across the brand at, but I was looking for inexpensive makeup at the time because I really didn't know a whole lot about high-end cosmetics. But you know what? I'm so glad that I purchased this. This was my very first BH Cosmetics purchase, and I got to tell you, I love this palette. And here is the palette if everyone has forgotten what she looks like. And one thing I can say, I used to use this palette every single day when I would actually get up and put makeup on before I go to work. This was my go-to palette every single day. Now, as you can tell, I really wasn't too familiar with the highlighters. So the highlighters never really got used much, but we're going to use them today. Yes, we are. So yes, so I can't wait to get right back into this palette again. And I have to say that I did not realize how much old makeup that I still have, and I just can't get rid of some palettes. Like, they're either sentimental to me in some way, shape, or form, especially the first ones that I had gotten when I was really getting into makeup and building up my makeup collection, and the ones that I was just really excited about. And I can't let them go. I can't. So yeah, so this series is the series is sentimental, I guess you could say. And in some ways it is. It's kind of sentimental to me. And I'm also going to be dipping into this old lip gloss. As you can see, this lip gloss was very well loved. And there's still quite a bit of product in here. But I'll let y'all know what this is when we get to the end. And so I already got my face bronzed. That way you guys don't have to sit through all of that. And I'm not going to try to make the video too long, but y'all know how your girl can be. I can be a bit fizzle when it comes to trying to keep it short and sweet, which very rarely ever happens. But I'm working on that. Consistency is key. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be using, I'm going to prime my eyes with that Kaland Eye Balm again. it was a nice, this is a nice primer, I do have to say. And honestly, I would really like some feedback from my viewers. I previously did, I think I did two videos where I didn't talk at all during the makeup look. That way I was able to speed the makeup look up. That way it shortened the video down. Will you guys give me some feedback and let me know, do you guys prefer me to just take it slow when I do my makeup and just, you know, talk through it? Or do you prefer me being completely silent like a mime and just speed it on up? Let me know. I'd love to get your guys' feedback on that. Or I can do a little bit of both. It doesn't really matter. I don't really talk a whole lot, and sometimes I just don't know what to say. I guess I don't know. Maybe for the most part, I just wasn't born with good social skills, I guess you could say. Of course, growing up, I didn't socialize much because I honestly did not have a lot of friends as a kid. I was kind of, I always felt like the outcast. Like I was always different from everybody else, you know, that feeling. And I don't know, I had a hard time making friends. I mean, I had friends growing up, don't get me wrong, I did have close friends, but I was never really, you know, what you would call the real popular type where everybody was kind of just always drawn to me for the most part. But of course, you know, the school that I went to probably had a lot to do with that, for the most part. But I would like to, I don't know, I guess I have my moments where I can be really outgoing and social, and then I have my moments where I'm just completely withdrawn, you know. And I don't mean to be, I don't tend to be, it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just me being an empath, or I have no idea. Okay, so none of these have any shade names, so let's get into the makeup look. So I'm going to use this shade for my base. And this baby does have a bit of a dent in it. Some shades more dented than others. God, I've forgotten what it's like to use this palette. And I do have to say that this palette had a good formula, because BH Cosmetics, honestly, in my opinion, because I have purchased other palettes from them, and their palettes can really be hit or miss. And I know a lot of people would probably agree with me on that. They have some really good palettes, and then they have some really stinky palettes. I did find, I think it was like a 48 pan BH Cosmetics palette. If I remember correctly, I think I purchased it with this one, but I never really played in it. The pans in them are like really, really small. And honestly, I don't even think I ever used it. I remember buying one for my daughter when I was helping build her makeup collection, and I bought the same exact one for her and for a Christmas present. Well, it was part of her Christmas present. And I'm not sure if she used it or not. I don't know. But I was thinking about doing a not so new but new to me video with that particular palette. I mean, I've had it for, oh God, maybe 4 years, and I don't even think I've ever touched any shade in it at all. So I guess, yeah, that could be a not so new but new to me makeup look. Okay, what are we going to go into next? And I seem to want to just dip into all of my favorite colors in here. Okay, so for my transition shade, I really loved this. It's just like a dusty rose color, and that was one of my favorites. And you know what? By looking at the pan, I can really see which shade. I mean, I did use most of the shades in here, to be honest. There's just maybe 2 or 3 that I didn't really touch, but maybe we'll get into them. Now this is a very, very beautiful shade. And I believe I have actually used this as an all-over lid color once when I was just in a really big hurry to kind of get out the door. See how pigmented that is? I mean, that is just gorgeous. Well, I'm gonna have to use this palette more often again. And it doesn't even look like it lost any of its pigment at all. And I've had this palette for probably around 4 years. I think I bought it back in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. And I just barely tapped into this. I mean, I'm not going in heavy-handed. I don't know, so when you guys, I guess I should ask this. What was your very first BH Cosmetics palette purchase? Yeah, so let me know down in the comments. And what did you think about it? Does anybody own this palette by any chance? Let's see, this side tended to get just a little bit more. But did anybody own this palette? Do you still use it? What'd you think of it? Me, I loved it. I thought the color scheme was very much up my color alley. It's a very nice neutral palette that you can definitely use for everyday looks. It's not too bold. I mean, the shades are very buildable. I will say that. But this is on primed eyes too, and I really didn't have to do much build up for these. I'm debating on whether I should do a cut crease. I wonder if I can use this balm for a cut crease. You guys think I can use this balm for a cut crease? You know what? We're gonna try it because this thing here already had some on here, so we're gonna try and do a cut crease with this. And here we go. I'm really getting into doing cut creases. Ever since I did my first couple cut creases on my collab videos, and they actually turned out really well, is when I really started getting more into doing cut creases, as to where before I was always scared of it. Oh yeah, I guess you can use that balm. It did a nice cut crease. Now I'm just basically just tapping this because this is a pretty thick formula. Compared to if I was to use just a concealer, I could pretty much just kind of swipe it on there. But this one seems to work better to do a cut crease if you tap it, which is not bad. So there's my cut crease. So how's everybody holding up with the quarantining going on? Is anybody else out there an essential worker? Are you guys still working? Let me know down in the comments, you know, how things are going with you. If you're an essential worker, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody, but you know, right now, us essential workers, we're getting the, I don't know, in my opinion, I kind of think we're kind of getting stiffed in some ways. Not a lot of people may agree with me on that, but you know, I'm happy for what everybody is getting out there. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, some people's companies are actually, you know, giving them extras or incentive. Okay, so for the lid, I'm gonna go in with this color. This kind of looks like a pinky gold yellowy shift to it, kind of like a duochrome. But enough about the world's chaos. I know I'm not supposed to be talking about it on YouTube. Oh, this, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the balm, maybe it's because I got the hooded eyes, but it did kind of transfer up in my, up here. So I might have to go back over that a little bit to kind of, oh, wow. I'll see, I never had that happen. The transfer, I never had that happen with my concealer. When I did a cut crease with my concealer, I never had that transfer. Maybe a tiny bit, but not as much as this one. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. And I don't know. Can you see the shift? The pink and gold shift. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can really see that transfer. Okay. Lesson learned. Don't use the balm for a cut crease. I mean, it looks nice, but yes, that shimmer is just gorgeous. God, why did I stop using this palette? I guess because I was, because I got into more other makeup. I guess when I started getting my high-end brands, I started feeling a little bougie. So I felt like I was like all up in the makeup world. You know, when I first started getting Too Faced and Urban Decay. And I guess I just tended to reach more for them, but either that or it just could be because I got an overwhelming collection of eyeshadow palettes that your girl got addicted to. And this one just kind of got put on the back burner a little bit. And I do have to honestly say that a lot of my other makeup, once I started using the ABH shadows, I kind of neglected my other palettes, mostly for the most part. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, I'm not going to neglect my Carli Bybel palette anymore. But now that I have better organization behind me, I don't know if you guys see that, but compared to the way I had it before, with my organization a little bit better, it's not quite where I want it to be, but my makeup corner room is kind of a work in progress at the moment. So I do have some ideas on what I want to do with that space back there. But it's going to take a little money to get some things, and that might take a little time. So one thing at a time, but hopefully I can get that corner back there to be set up for a nice filming area for me, which is what I've been wanting to do for I don't know how long, but I'm working on it little by little. All right, so this here, I'm going to kind of deepen the crease up a little bit with this, and this kind of looks like, I don't know if you can tell, it's not brown. I mean, it's kind of a mix with, it's like a rose. It's a deep rose. And I do have to say that there's not a whole lot of kick up with this palette, which I really, really enjoyed with this, is that there isn't no kick up. And honestly, I do not have fallout at all with this palette. Even when, even if I use this without a primer, I never got any fallout with this palette at all. So the collab that she did with them was just absolutely, they did an excellent job with this palette. Okay, so I'm gonna take this up above into my crease and on the outer V. So I guess that can kind of cover up my transfer that I had going on there. And I'm not gonna go, I'm not gonna take the inner corner in at all. I'm just gonna kind of do it like this and then just kind of come down into that little V right there. And these blend out really well on their own too. There's not a whole lot of, you don't have to put a lot of effort into blending it out like you do with some shadow, with some makeup palettes. I mean, I think I had one a while ago that, oh my God, it took me forever just to blend out this one shade, and because it looked patchy, but it didn't want to blend. And I think I was blending forever in a day. I can't remember what palette that was. But I don't think I touched that palette ever again. Because I was just distraught that I couldn't get it blended out. See, and I can never get one side perfectly symmetrical with the other one. Does anybody else have that problem? Because sometimes I feel like I'm the only one in the beauty world that can't get her eyes to look exactly the same. I just don't know why I can't. Okay, so we are going to just blend out the edges just a little bit, just to kind of diffuse them. But there's not much that you have to do to blend these shadows out. There's really no harsh lines. Okay, so the lower lash line, we got to get into that. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with this shade here, and then I'm going to go in with a different shimmer for the lower lash line. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling doing a wing because I've been trying to practice with the wings. But I don't know. Okay, so for the rest, I think I'm going to go in with this color here to go into the inner corner and the rest of my lower lash line with. I never really played in these. Now there is a bit of excess when you do tap these off. But as far as kick up in the pan, there's not much. Ooh. Ooh, wow. Now that's a nice pop of inner highlight right there. God, I forgot how wonderful these shimmers were. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of that too, and we're gonna highlight our brow bone. Oh, look at that. Isn't she a beauty? I love this eye look. It looks so good. Yes, girl. Oh, yes. After we get some eyeliner on and some mascara. Ooh. I forgot how good this palette was. Like, wow. I'm so glad I chose this for today. Oh, this makes me happy. I love it when a look comes together. With my hooded eyes, I really need to kind of sweep the crease up a little bit, but I don't know, I always get kind of scared for that. I don't want it to look too like a clown or something, I guess you could say. Alrighty. So, this is the Ciot London Stamp and Drag eyeliner. I used this once. It's okay. Well, your girl's not that fluent in lid liner and wings. I'm not really all that good. So I'm going to speed up this process here because it may take a minute. And trying to get this to look even when I stamp it on either side is not as easy as you think, because I can get it perfect on this side, but then when I go over to the left side, when I first used this, my left side was like higher, like crooked. It was funny. It was bad. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, let's the winging commence. I really need to practice with this. Like, seriously. I need to practice. See? See how this one's just a little bit higher? I told you. I told you. Okay, the rest of the process I'm going to speed up after I done had my final say. And now we're going into this. Okay, well, she's not perfect, but I'm a work in progress, guys, so be gentle with me, please. Like, you can tell I got like a little goop right here. Like, my left side is always the worst trying to do because trying to go over this way, so, and even no matter how slow I go, I still have trouble. But practice makes perfect, right, ladies? Okay, the eyes are done. What do you guys think? I think it looks really good. I look so different with a wing though. I really, really do. I don't know, do you guys think I look good with a wing or without a wing? Or, oh, it looks so pretty. Or do I need to take my wing out longer? I don't know. I've never really messed around with the wings too much. Okay, so the next product in my Reloving makeup is, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but we got this in our, oh, I should put my glass, or no, I don't need to put my glasses on because I gotta put my blush on, duh. But anyway, that's so stupid. But anyway, what, I was never really much of a blush girl until I got this. I got this in one of my boxy charms, and it is from a company called Note, I guess, and it's in the color Desert Rose, and this is what she looks like. And as you can tell, I've used it quite a bit because it used to say Note on here, but now it's pretty much gone. And this was like my one blush that I would always use religiously until I got other blushes. I think I stopped using this one when I got the Alamar blush palette. I don't like to hold on too much for too many blushes because I don't tend to use a whole lot of blush. I just go very lightly, and I'm only drawn to particular shades, you know, because of my skin tone. So I dropped my palette. Oh my God, no. Oh, that was an epic fail. And saved. I hope she's okay. Let me check her. Okay. She's still in one piece. But yeah, literally she just fell off of the desk. Okay, so we're going to apply this blush. I do have to say the Natasha Denona palette would probably look really good with this color because it's got more of a pink tone. But this blush here pretty much will go with anything, and it's light. I don't like overpowering blush. And I think that's why I like this blush so much, is it went perfectly with my skin tone, and it looked good on me with or without bronzer. I think there was like, sometimes some days, you know, I just didn't have time to throw bronzer all over my face, so I would just dab a little bit of this on, and I would just kind of go all over my face a little bit with it. But you know, more focus was on the cheeks, but it looked good even when I didn't have any bronzer on, and I really really like this blush. And I would just put a little bit on to kind of just give me some extra color in other areas. And highlight. Yes, I want to dip into these highlighters. I really. And oh my God, even with me being blind, I can see that highlight in the corner of my eyes, and it's just like really it's popping. Like it's popping. Whew, which highlight do I want to use? Oh, I don't want to use the white one because I used it in the corner of my eyes. I want to test out a different one. I think I'm going to go in with this here. I think this is a highlight. Does it say? Sorry, I'm trying to read the back of the palette to see what exactly is in here. It doesn't say, it just says 21 color eyeshadow and highlighter palette. So it doesn't really specify what is highlight. I don't know. I guess all these down here would be highlights. So we're just going to test it out. We're just going to jump in here and we're going to test it out. Okay, I'm just going to use the big mirror real quick. Ooh. Can you see that? That's some pretty highlight. Sorry, my phone got a notification that it's dying. Whoa. Now this highlight is just as good as high-end highlight. And I have had some high-end highlight that didn't do jack squat. And it did not look as good as this. It looks so glowy. That is beautiful. And I think I only paid like, I think I got this on sale. I think originally it was like $20-some, and I got this on sale, I believe it was like $12, because I remember I didn't even want to pay $20-some for a palette back then. And BH Cosmetics always has stuff on sale all the time. So when I seen this was like, it was like 12 something, and I freaking jumped on it because they had a big sale, and that was the first time I just was like, okay, I'm finally going to do it. I'm going to purchase from them. Because I was really scared to do online purchases, especially for makeup. But that was my very first ever online makeup purchase from anybody before I even ordered from Too Faced or Urban Decay or anything like that. It was BH Cosmetics. All right, now let me throw my glasses on so I am not blind, or I wouldn't say blind, but I'm blurred. I'm blurred. Sorry, I gotta clean them off. Okay. Ooh. Girl, that highlight is popping. All right, now, this little baby here was probably the only thing I liked when I purchased from Avon. I really was, I mean, I used to wear Avon cologne. Damn, girl, you ain't no man. Avon perfume. I used to be an Avon representative years ago. But anyway, I absolutely love this. This was the Glaze Wear Sparkle, and it is in the color Apple Cinnamon. It's in the color Apple Cinnamon. Don't know if this is going to look good with this, but I'm really re-loving old makeup, so that includes everything. So, and this is what it looks like. And this is when I used to wear gloss all the time. And before I got introduced to matte long wear lipstick. And then I just stopped using gloss. But I loved this lip gloss. See, look. And for the life of me, whenever I go through my makeup and I decide to when I decide to get rid of makeup, usually I'll always hand it off to my daughter or a family member if I know I'm not using it anymore. So then I'll just kind of make up a little goodie bag of my used makeup and ask them if they want them. Of course, my daughter always says yes because she loves makeup. So she's like, just send it all to me. I don't care if it's been used. But for the life of me, I can't never get rid of this lip gloss. Even though I don't wear it, every time I see it in there, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll pass it on. But then I'm like, no, I really like this color. Maybe I'll use it again. So I guess I'm turning into a makeup hoarder because I always keep telling myself, I might use it one day. Yeah, I'm turning into a makeup hoarder. But this is the color. Isn't she pretty? And this lip gloss, you can pretty much, I think you can kind of wear with just about anything because it's not really dark, but it's very shiny. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's got glitter in it. I love you guys. I give you kisses. Okay, and this is my completed look. I do hope that you guys enjoyed my video. I tried to make it shorter than normal, but you know how your girl is. So anyway, I hope that everybody is having a magical, mystical, and say hi. He's up in my lap, so I'm gonna put him in the camera. So I hope that everybody is having a magical, mystical, and wonderful day, and please keep the embers of love and happiness burning, because we all know that the world needs more love and happiness. So until next time, I love you guys. Bye.